Hello, hello, my friends. Last week, at least I think it was last week, my friend Melanie, known as Mr. Kong's mom here on YouTube, put up a video and she was talking about her top 5 cozy fall evening candles. And in that video, she kind of sent out a little challenge to other creators on YouTube as well as over on Instagram to share what their favorite fragrances were that fall into that category. And I decided, you know what, that sounds like a bit of a fun video. However, I'm putting a little bit of a twist on it because, well, you guys know I couldn't just limit myself to 5 candles. That's because I tend to like to burn more than one candle at a time. So I typically have 2 or 3 candles going at the same time when I am burning, any candles in my home. So in this video, I actually have 10 fragrances that I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to let you guys know like what I kind of combine together in case you are somebody like me who is wanting to get the full extent of usage out of your candle stash. And maybe it would encourage you to come up with some favorite combos. The other thing that I am slightly changing about this video is that for me personally, you guys, the coziest time of the day for me is actually in the mornings. Evenings can sometimes be a little bit hectic or chaotic. I do have 3 kids, 2 teenagers and 1 preteen. So we are definitely still in the throes of life where we've got a lot of after school activities going on. By the time evening comes around, truthfully, you guys, my kids are out here, which I love them, but like they're watching a TV show and people are coming and going, and it's not really that like time of the day where it just feels like cozy and relaxed. For me personally, I always strive to get up a little bit earlier than my children. It's still dark out, it's quiet. And so that is a time when I typically like to have my quiet time and snuggle up and just really take a deep breath. So for me personally, this is going to be cozy fall morning candles, 10 of my favorites. So if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new and you like a lot of candle content. I will make sure that I have Melanie's video linked in the description box down below in case you missed hers. And of course, all of the candles that I'm talking about today, you guys, I will make sure that I have listed in the description box down below with timestamps. If I have any affiliate discount codes, which I do with a couple of these brands, those can be found down there as well. And the other thing that I did want to say, you guys, is that I tried to make sure that all of the candles that I am talking about today are candles that you can either currently get your hands on or you will be able to, because one of those candles we'll talk about here in just a moment, just the brand that it comes from. Their business model is a little bit different. So settle in. Let's go ahead and talk about my top 10 cozy fall morning candles. Now, for Melanie, the candle that was kind of the catalyst for her is the first candle that I am going to feature here. She loves it in the evenings. I personally love this candle in the mornings. This is SNIF Mornings at Levain, or Leven. I think she pronounces it Levain. My friend Drew says it's Leven. So I'm going to say Mornings at Leven. This is one of their newer fragrances that they just released. Now, spoiler alert, you guys, you're going to see that this is actually a brand new candle. You want to know why? Well, I purchased another one. In fact, in this week's candle chat, you will also see the other 2 candles that I purchased from SNIF recently. I just got this in 2 days ago. But I already have one of these. It's about halfway burned. You guys, if you have not tried this candle yet, it is incredible. I wasn't so sure about it on cold sniff, but I'm going to tell you guys, this one, when it is burning, is the epitome of just a bakery. Now, I have another bakery candle in here, but that one's a little bit different. This, to me, smells like cookies being baked in the oven. There is a slight hint of cocoa in the background, but this is not a chocolate-heavy fragrance. This just smells like there's some cookies being baked, maybe a little bit of bread going on at the same time. It's not overly sweet gourmand. It's very, very well done. This is an elevated bakery type of fragrance. It's not conceptual or perfumey. It's just really, really well done. And I got to tell you guys, I did a post-burn review on this size vessel. The reason why I repurchased it actually in this size is because I had points with SNIF that I was able to redeem for a free one of these, which I was like, I will take that every day that ends in Y. This does retail for $46, which does seem a bit expensive. I mean, that is a bit expensive. You can get coupons, whatever, with SNIF. But what I'm going to say about this little 2-wick, the strength and throw on this is quite good. You guys, I would give it 8.5 in terms of strength and throw here in my open concept. So I will usually have this one burning out here in the living room as kind of my anchor fragrance. But another scent that I really enjoy pairing it with, this one has been around at KRINGLE for quite some time. I do believe that it's still available. This is from their Reserve line. This is the fragrance Dalgona. I paired Dalgona with Mornings at Levain. I had Mornings in Leven. Melanie's gotten me messed up because she calls it Levain, but Drew says it's Leven. I had Mornings at Leven burning in my living room, and then I had this going in my bedroom. Now, I don't have the fragrance notes listed here, but if you go onto the KRINGLE website, you can. This is kind of like a chocolatey, milky coffee type of fragrance. There's no like the milky or creamy note in here doesn't really lean overly lactonic to my nose, which is always a risk anytime you have a cream note listed to my nose. But this is really well done. It's a nice chocolate. It's not overtly milk chocolate, but it's not rich, bittersweet, dark chocolate either. But you get some of that coffee note in there. There's a little bit of espresso in the background. But there's also a little bit of like almost like a frothiness to it. Really love pairing this one. I was actually inspired to go into my collection to look for this because Melanie really enjoys burning holiday roast with Mornings at Leven, and I would say that that's a good suggestion too. I did take her up on that and tried it. And so if you have that one, if you purchase that from the most recent Reserve launch over at KRINGLE, it is a great pairing. But I think I like this pairing just slightly more. Really, really well done. Now, another fragrance that you guys might be surprised to see that I have also been pairing with this, and this one can go interchangeably with another fragrance that I'm going to show you guys a little bit later on in this video, is the fragrance Hot Hot Chocolate from the Polar Express and Yankee Candle. I did just show this in my most recent haul video that I posted last weekend. This, you guys, is a really nice milk chocolate scent. Now, I burned this once the other morning, again, with this combination, and it was heavenly. This is a beautiful milk chocolate fragrance. Strength and throw was actually surprisingly good on the first burn. I am going to tell you guys, I am burning some of these other Yankees, and one is disappointing me a little bit. Actually, 2 of them are in the strength and throw. We'll talk about that in candle chat. But this one was quite impressive on the first burn. Strength and throw, no issues on it. I would give it a solid 7, 7.5 in terms of, that performance. But this, to me, there is a little bit, again, it says milk chocolate and sweet marshmallow, and I would say that that is correct. This definitely is a milk chocolate fragrance, but it's not like a Hershey's milk chocolate or like a candy bar milk chocolate. You do get a little bit, again, of that almost, I want to say it's lactonic, but it doesn't lean sour to my nose. You get a little bit of that lactonic note of this being a hot chocolate that is made with milk. It's not made with like hot piping water. There is a milkiness, I guess, to this. It's very, very nice. Is it overly conceptual and like nothing that we've never smelled before? No. But do I like it? Yes, I do. And that's saying a lot, you guys, coming from somebody who is not typically a chocolate fragrance lover. I do like this. I also think that this fragrance, not only does it pair well with the Mornings at Leven, but this is actually, I think, going to pair really nicely with, as we transition closer to Christmas. If you like a lot of peppermint fragrances, I think that this is going to be a really nice addition to those. So that is like my first 3 candles. That's kind of a combination that I like to burn it with. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to talk about another candle that I could burn that hot, hot chocolate with. Oh man, I'm always hesitant when I lift up this big Mama Jamma candle. You guys, this is Caramel Sundays Bakery on Maine. Now this, you cannot get your hands on this big one right now. hopefully in the future. But this Bakery on Maine fragrance is what I would say is the flagship fragrance for caramel sundaes. This is the most beautiful, authentic, great performing vanilla gourmand fragrance. This to me, now when I say vanilla gourmand, this is vanilla cake. You get some of that buttercream frosting, but you also get some of the like cakiness. It is just so, so good. I'm going to set this down because I'm paranoid that I will drop it and break it and have an accident, just like my friend Drew did the first time he bought this. But Bakery on Maine, you guys, is going to be available in the November restock with caramel sundaes. It's actually going to be in the beautiful gold vessel that they offered the holiday in their October restock. And I'm just going to speak directly to all of you guys. I know caramel sundaes business model is not for everybody. Totally understandable. A lot of people get really stressed out by it. I'm just going to say right here, Melanie, my friend, because now that you have 2 of their candles, if you missed her weekly wax wrap up last week, she revealed that Drew and I actually went in together to send her a little bit of an early birthday gift. You know, she has mixed emotions about reviewing caramel sundaes. But Melanie, my friend, I am speaking to you, or if you are somebody who just loves a good vanilla gourmand, if you want to purchase one thing from caramel sundaes, I'm going to tell you, pick up Bakery on Maine in this gold vessel in the November restock. If you just go in and purchase that, like seriously, Sierra has told me that they have poured a lot of that specific vessel for this upcoming restock. They will have a lot of it on hand. I am telling you, you guys, Bakery on Maine, I love it in the mornings. I love it in the afternoons. It is the most perfect vanilla gourmand. It blends beautifully with a variety of fragrances. This one will go with your tree fragrances as we're transitioning into the holiday season. It will blend beautifully with your florals as you go into spring. It's just a great, great scent. But right now, it also pairs really nicely with a lot of other candles. So Bakery on Maine, you guys, is another one that I absolutely enjoy burning in the mornings. Now, a fragrance that I actually like pairing it with as well from the KRINGLE Reserve lineup, I actually just talked about this. This was my #1 pick from the most recent Reserve launch, and this is the fragrance Jolly Gingerbread. Now, to a lot of people, gingerbread is more of a Christmas fragrance. I'm going to tell you guys, you can still see in the background, I still have my fall decorations up. My home is not yet decorated for Christmas. So I am in this place where I am over all of like the traditional fall fragrances, like your apples, your pumpkins. I'm putting those away. However, I'm not quite ready to delve into all of my nostalgic, very much screaming Christmas scents until honestly probably after Thanksgiving. That's when I will get really into very specific fragrances that I like for the holiday season. I'm definitely in a transitionary period. And this Jolly Gingerbread fragrance to me, you guys, actually doesn't necessarily scream Christmas to me. This does scream getting ready for Christmas. So Jolly Gingerbread has fragrance notes of baked gingerbread accord, creamy butter, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, ginger, sweet light cream, and vanilla bean. And this one is really good, you guys. Now, this is a gingerbread fragrance that does not have a frosting note to it. So if you're wanting frosting, if you're wanting that sweetness in the vanilla, if you want like a gingerbread cookie that has already been frosted, I'm actually going to direct you towards Caramel Sundaes Frosted Gingerbread. I should have a review on that one next week for you guys. That will be available in the November restock. But if you're like me and you prefer something with less of a frosting note, you like more of the smell of like gingerbread cookies that are almost done being baked in the oven, this is the scent you're going to want to go for. This is very warm, inviting, cozy, all the things that are kind of the criteria for this video. Again, I like burning this one with Bakery on Maine. I feel like it's a great combination. And again, if you're wanting more of like a holiday feel, maybe your home is decorated for Christmas, you could also pair this with a tree fragrance, and that will make a lovely pairing. Now, another candle that I actually like burning with Bakery on Maine is a fragrance from HOMEWORX. And this is one that after I just said I'm over all of the fall, like pumpkin, apple, all that kind of stuff. I actually still am enjoying this fragrance. It is the scent Pumpkin Cold Brew. I actually just finished burning one of these last month. I have one more in my stash here. I like this fragrance, you guys, because this to me is more, you get a little bit of pumpkin, but this is not an overtly pumpkin scent. This has a little bit more of like a coffee vibe. There's toffee. What else is listed here? Fragrance notes are sweet pumpkin, espresso, toffee, and vanilla cream. I've mentioned that this reminds me of a fragrance my mom had at some point in my teenage years. Yeah, it's the toffee and the espresso note mixed with some of that pumpkin and a little bit of creaminess of the vanilla that I really, really enjoyed this fragrance. Now, last I checked, this was on sale on the HOMEWORX website or the Slatkin & Co website for $23.99. I really like this fragrance, you guys. This is one that has kind of become a staple for me every fall. And this is the perfect time of year for me to burn it, particularly, like I said, in the mornings. I really, really enjoy this fragrance. Now, kind of keeping in line with that like coffee theme, you guys are seeing, like, for whatever reason, it's funny, I haven't ever really considered myself to be like a coffee fragrance lover, but here I am with quite a few. Apparently, I find them to be very cozy in the morning. I do like Kringle candles, cozy and warm. I do have this in the 4-wick vessel. Fragrance notes are fresh brewed coffee, foamed milk, cinnamon, vanilla, sweet cream, heliotrope, and musk. Now I'm going to pull this lid off here and set it right on over here. Now, this one is definitely like this is very much a coffee forward fragrance, but it is a little bit more of a creamy aspect, where I would say like Dalgona has more of a chocolate essence mixed in with the coffee. This is more like coffee and vanilla, creamed coffee, I would say. Now, the coffee note is very present. It does remind me a lot of kind of like when back in the 90s, was it the coffee bean? Something like that. I remember going in the mall and you would smell fresh brewed coffee. This was before Starbucks was everywhere. I want to say that the store that I knew was the Coffee Bean. They were in a lot of malls. That's kind of the coffee note that I'm getting in here. There is a slight element of that heliotrope and musk is in the background, but I really enjoy this one burning. Again, the creamy notes in here don't lean too sour or overly lactonic to me, but I really enjoy it. And again, in this 4-wick, the performance is phenomenal, but I really enjoy pairing that with a fragrance that I just did a review on earlier this week. It is the fragrance Knit Sweaters from Kringle. Now, Kringle actually released knit sweaters and cozy and warm at the same time in January of 2024. And truthfully, they knew what they were doing because these two really complement each other. Now, Knit Sweaters is not a coffee fragrance. If you caught my dedicated review, let me go over the fragrance notes. They are floral, coconut, cedarwood, sandalwood, amber, benzoin, oriental, and musk. And the thing about this fragrance, this is kind of like the wintertime cousin. If you like fragrances like Seaside, that was in the country candle format, if you like coral, if you like sea salt and tonka, I feel like this is their winter cousin. This is more like elevated. I said in my dedicated review that this fragrance to me reminds me of like the pictures that you see in Thomas Kinkade photos of like the cabin out in with like the glorious woods behind it. This is what I imagine those cabins smelling like. Like, they're a little bit elevated. They're not rustic. They're very clean. This has kind of like, if you tend to like fresh, clean fragrances, this is not full on laundry clean because those tend to give me a headache. I do get a little tiny bit of the coconut in here, but the coconut, again, in this fragrance lends kind of more like sweet, maybe like an element of sweetness to it as opposed to it being like summertime tropical. It's not summertime tropical. Whatever the floral note is on top, my nose can't really pinpoint what floral note I'm picking up. It might be like a violet or something like that, but it's not rose. But the notes really that I'm smelling, that sandalwood is beautiful in the middle note, little bit of amber. It's kind of a perfumey fragrance. It's hard to describe. Pick this one up in a daylight or a wax melt if you've never tried it before, or if you see it on a fantastic sale. I know at the time that I'm filming this one is still 30% off on the KRINGLE website. This fragrance is overall. But this combo of cozy and warm with knit sweaters in the mornings is just giving all of the amazing vibes. And then the last candle combo that I wanted to share with you guys. So we're talking about, you know, like fragrances that make you feel like kind of like warm and cozy and settled in. But maybe you are burning something in the morning, or maybe you're wanting something in the morning that's going to give you a little bit of like pep in your step for the day. Maybe something that, again, is cozy and inviting, but also is a little bit invigorating. And the fragrance that I'm going to suggest is KRINGLE Candles Away in a Manger. I don't know if it's still in stock. I hope it is. I know that these 3 wicks have been 50% off the last couple of weeks. I purchased 4 of them because I love this fragrance. Away in a Manger has fragrance notes of juicy orange, mint leaf, lemon, clove bud, rose, cinnamon, nutmeg, musk, vanilla, cashmere woods. And I mentioned, you guys have heard me go on and on about this fragrance. To me personally, I love orange fragrances. I tend to like them more in the spring and summertime. There is something about this orange, though, that leans a little bit more winter orange. And I think it's the addition of the clove and the cinnamon. You've got some of those spices in there. But this is definitely more bright, zesty orange than, say, right now I'm looking at a Luxe candle I have over here from HOMEWORX of their Making Spirit Spice, which is like an orange pomander type of fragrance. Any kind of orange pomander scent, I think during this time of year is beautiful in the morning. But for me personally, this is the one that I just can't get enough of right now. I'm finishing burning my 2 wick, but as soon as I'm done with that, this 3 wick will be lit up. It's just so good. It's inviting, but there's also a cozy element to it. Like I said, the cinnamon, the clove. The clove is not overly clove heavy, but I do detect it in here. I definitely do. But again, this is a more bright orange scent than a lot of typical orange pomander fragrances that I have tried. It's definitely front and center. So it does give you a little bit of pep in your step to get you going in the mornings if you're wanting something like that. And the fragrance that I have really enjoyed pairing that with is KRINGLE Candles Cranmary. We have fragrance notes on Cranmary: sparkling cranberry, juicy orange, bright raspberry, frosted juniper berry, sugared pine, and sweet vanilla bean. And yeah, this is a great cranberry scent. It's beautifully balanced between being sweet and tart. It's not overly tart cranberry, not overly sweet cranberry. Just really, really nice fragrance. And again, this combined with the Away in a Manger is kind of just, if you're somebody who likes a little bit more like fruity vibes, if that's kind of like more, you know, your lane, then I think that you would like this combination. The other fragrance that I typically burn with this combo, I didn't include it in this video because you can't currently get your hands on it, and I don't know if it's going to be restocked, is the fragrance Cranberry and Birch from Caramel Sundays. Really, really like that one. But again, I'm not going to include it in this video. I guess we'll give it an honorary mention. But Cranmary, I know that you can get your hands on, and that is a great combination with Away in a Manger. So I don't know what's happened to my voice as I have been filming this. I think it's because I have my ceiling fan on above me, and the air is getting cooler and drier, which means that my voice is drying out. However, those are my 10 cozy fall morning fragrances. Let me know if you guys like any of these candles. Let me know if you like candle combination suggestions. I tend to do that a lot more so in my candle chat videos, which again, I should have one of those for you guys this weekend. But yeah, let me know what some of your favorite cozy candles are, whether that is in the evening or the morning. Let me know, are you an evening or a morning person? I would be curious to hear your thoughts. So I'm going to try not to bother you guys anymore with this froggy voice. I'm going to go get a sip of water after filming this video, but make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you don't want to miss out on candle chat. This weekend, I'm going to give you guys some updates on some of those new Yankee candles that I showed you in last week's haul, as well as show you guys my SNIF haul and just some updates on some other candles that I have been burning this week. So Again, if you don't want to miss out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.